Hey guys, McLain Jones coming to you live today with a Tanner Plantation mid-year market update. We are in early July now, and in 2026, and I felt like it was a good time to look back and see what has happened in the neighborhood over the past 6 months, and kind of give you a feel for where we are, the health of the Tanner neighborhood. So real quick before we do, if you want to look back at last month's blog post, we had a little bit of a competition to see which sections of Tanner are selling best, and that criteria was based on how many home sales they had so far in the year and how quickly those homes were selling. So check out the link below here to read that blog post. All right, so let's dive in. So right here, these are all the homes that are actively for sale in Tanner Plantation today, which is July 6th. And there are 20 listings, as you can see here at the top. Okay, 12 of these 20 listings are Heron Preserve. As you can see, all these renderings are the Heron Preserve homes. So there are quite a lot of those. And the reason that there's sort of logjam right now for Heron Preserve, according to the on-site agents, is that they're having trouble with permitting. So it's difficult to close homes in there right now. Actually, it's impossible until that gets fixed. So right now, that's going to skew some of the data, but I'll let you know, which data is skewed by that. All right, so let's jump in. Right off the bat, we're going to talk about supply of homes, okay? So this graph is the month supply of homes for sale in Tanner Plantation. See that here? Okay, and obviously it got pretty low in the middle of 2025. This is a 2-year graph, really a year and a half. And then it jumped up at the end of 2025. If you have watched previous blog posts or videos from me, then you'll know that this is exactly the time in November of last year when Heron Preserve kind of dumped their new inventory on the market and added, basically doubled the homes for sale in Tanner Plantation, and that skews the numbers. Okay, so if we were to remove those, so if you're currently a homeowner there and you're wanting to know how the absorption rate or the month supply of homes for pre-owned homes, it would be much less than this. This is at 2.6 to 2.8, but that's with a lot of Heron Preserve houses. If you remove those 12, you're probably at a month and a half of inventory, and that means all the buyers could buy through the pre-owned homes in roughly a month and a half if no new homes were added to the market. That's very healthy. That's favors sellers, and that's awesome. That's what you want to see. All right, so let's move on. This is the days on the market graph. Again, same time frame, and we see a spike. Kind of took longer to sell homes in the winter time. That's normal, right? People are enjoying Christmas and New Year's, and they're not out home shopping unless they really have to be at that time of year. And then you can see that it dropped here in June to just 17 days. So the difference between this chart and the last one is this is for sold properties. So what they're looking at here is how long did it take the properties that sold from the day they were listed to go under contract. That's this number, okay? And so 17 days is very similar to the middle of last year, and is a great, that's not long. So inside of a month, if you do things correctly, you could plan on your home selling or being under contract, rather. And then everybody wants to talk about price, obviously. It was kind of flat through the last couple of years with higher interest rates, if we were to draw a through line here. But then you can see we got a great jump in May, and it's still kind of higher than it has been over the last year for June. So really this spring kicked off quite a bit of appreciation, and that's exciting to see. Here it was bumping around 500,000, and now the median is up to 550. So that's excellent. All right, so far we're doing good. Price per square foot, I've also monitored that in the past. I told you maybe 2 months ago that it was going to shoot up because of what was under contract, and it did. Look at this. And this is a rolling average, 3 month rolling average. It just kind of smooths out the curve a little bit, but still shows the reality of where we are. And as I've been saying, ever since last August, this peak right here, the price per foot was falling. And in retrospect, that's largely because people were buying larger homes, 2,500 square feet, 3,000 square feet, and that kind of continued through here. And then this past month, the average square foot um, sale was only 1,800 square feet. And this is a interesting tidbit to know about real estate is when the home is smaller, you have more expensive materials like cabinetry and countertops, electrical plumbing, crammed into a smaller space. So the price per foot goes up. And that's what we see right here. In fact, I pulled that list for you. So you can see all these are Tanner Plantation, and the date is June. This is for the month of June. And if you look down here, the average square footage is 1,800 square feet. Okay, 1,801. So that's why the price per foot went up. And then the last one I wanted to show you, because this is kind of a measure of where things are headed. This is the showings per listing. Obviously, we like a lot of showings per listing if you're a current homeowner. And we had a lot. We had 6.5 showings per listing through most of the spring. And now it's fallen off here into the summertime, which is normal. You know, a lot of people are out having adventures and vacations with family, and they're thinking about other things right now, whether while kids are out of school. And so it's normal for it to come down, but we're still just over 5 showings per listing per month, and that is plenty to sell a house. I just sold 2 homes in hand in the last month, and actually both of those sold from offers from open houses, not even from a showing. So 5 is plenty. So these are all great metrics. You should be excited if you live in Tanner, feel good about where things are. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you'd like to know more about your home value, what it would take to prepare your house for sale, and what you might expect that process to look like, I would love to chat with you about it. Please reach out to me via phone or email, and we'll talk soon. Thanks so much.